Okay, hello. Hey Chloe, good to see you. It is a nice day, yeah. A little warm, but yeah, it is. The weather's definitely getting warmer, definitely getting more summery. But hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. I had a pretty good weekend myself, and part of what I did over the weekend, like I said at the end of last stream, um, I jumped into the game and I played some of it off stream. Basically, I just retraced my steps through pretty much the whole entire map. I pretty much re-explored almost like every single corner of the map. There were a couple areas where I was like, yeah, I'm pretty positive I saw all that, but so yeah, that was really chill and fun. It was fun to just kind of like it was almost like a world tour before as I kind of head towards the finale, But yeah, I basically wanted to go on a grub hunt because I was missing like 8 grubs, I think. You like the warm weather? Yeah, I used to be more of a cold weather person, and I still kind of am, but I feel like these days I kind of just appreciate it all. Like I enjoy the fall and stuff, and I think snow's beautiful, but I really love the spring. I feel like I don't know, it's so strange. I feel like summer used to be like my least favorite season now, and now it might be my favorite. I don't know. I'm just all over the place. But yeah, I do really love the summer and the vibes and everything. So I'm looking forward to it. Um, but yeah, so I think if I went to like the little grub house, and if you count, you can kind of tell how many you're missing. I kind of wish there was more of like an exact counter, but whatever, it's fine. I kind of appreciate the game doesn't like checklist things in that way, but um, yeah, I think I was missing about 8 of them. But basically, when it's warm, you want snow. When it's cold, you want sun. Um, yeah, I mean that's kind of well, yeah, kind of what I was saying is I just try to like vibe with all of it. But I mean that does make sense. I don't think you're alone there. Um, yeah, and when it gets like super cold or super hot, obviously it's unpleasant. But I just think there's a lot of I'm a big nature person. It's one of like my big things. I'm like it's a lot of the things you'll see you might have seen with me playing this game. Like I love the overgrown like green path areas and stuff, and the Queen's Gardens and all that. Um, Breath of the Wild, which I always bring up, is another game that's very like focused on nature. But yeah, so I just like think there's just a lot of beauty in all the seasons and everything. I like the vibes. I love the vibes of fall. I love spooky times. I love that stuff. I love just like the beauty of spring with all the flowers and everything. Uh, and summer just feels like I always associate summer with like going on an adventure, like just having like adventures and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just I'm very like vibes based person, so um, yeah. So it was successful. Basically, I found 6 grubs of the. I think I'm missing 2 more. That might be all of them. I might have miscounted, so I will go back and check. Um, I made sure to not go back to the grub place off stream because in case something happens. I didn't do anything major. Like I just was kind of checking nooks and crannies. I did, however, stumble on several major things. I just can't believe this late in the game. I'm still just there's just like places where I just like hit the ceiling and there was like a little crack in the wall and it opened up on like a whole new like huge room and I just backed out and left. There's a couple of those I'm gonna go and check out today on stream. I found a special character that I was wondering where they ran off to, and I just saw them. I didn't talk to them yet, so I'm gonna go do that first. A couple other like kind of minor things I stumbled into. Um, I don't know, just like a couple cute little Easter eggs. I realized in the where is it? In the Queen's Station, there's that character that's kind of like eating off the ceiling, and they're kind of you can actually jump up. I think their name is Willow. You can actually jump up and see where they're eating the mushrooms. And there was like a little, there was like a, I think just like a seal there, like a Helena seal. So I thought that was cute. There was like a sad moment I ran into where I went back to Crystal Peak, of course, and I did find a grub there. Um, and on the way there, I ran in, I think her name is Myra. She was like the miner that was singing, and she started trying to kill me. So I think she like got infected because she was in the crossroads. And I killed her, and she just like let out like this cry. And if you like read her mind with the dream nail, you can like hear part of the song she was singing. So that was a really understated little sad moment I ran into that just kind of took me by surprise. But yeah, like I just kind of found some minor items and stuff, but mainly the grubs. We went to a pop culture expo over the weekend and got a hornet, like Hornet from this game, and a ghost pin. They're adorable. You put them on a pink and brown crochet beanie. They are gold colored. They are gold colored to their character. Like the pins are gold. Yeah, that sounds cute. Yeah. Did you? I was gonna say, did you crochet the beanie yourself, or is it just like you just mean like you just got it that way? Um, I have a friend that makes like she has like a small business. I think she sells them on like Etsy and stuff, and she makes like cloaks and things like that. It's really cool. Veiled Valkyrie, I think is her handle. So that's what I was thinking of. You want to learn, but you don't have time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know a lot of people have kind of gotten into that stuff and do it like when they're watching TV or whatever, and it's just kind of like a chill hobby. Um, I think any kind of like craft thing is cool. Anything you make. Um, so yeah, so basically, so most of the grubs they were in either in very early game areas that I just hadn't returned to with like upgrades. Um, there was one really funny moment in Deep Nest where there was a room just full of like mimics, like grub mimics, and there was like one real one. Um, so that was probably like the highlight, of like this little grub quest. Um, but a lot of them, it was just the map. Like as I've been kind of complaining about and criticizing throughout kind of the back half of this playthrough, as I'm trying to backtrack and find stuff. Um, I think this map is this game's biggest flaw, in my opinion. I think it's very strange. There's this room up here in the ancient basin. I had not set foot in there at all. I had never gone here, and it was completely filled in. So it's just like the game just treats. If you've just like been to a region, it will just fill in the map, and it just when you're searching for like these grubs and stuff, it's just useless because I just don't know where I've been and where I haven't because it does that. Um, there's another area that I'll get to. This right here is a completely new area that I have never. I'm pretty sure I never set foot in, and this has been filled out for I don't know how long. So I thought I had gone in here, and I went in there, and it's called like the Tower of Love, and I was like, "What the hell is this? Like, I have not been here." And I have like the love key that probably unlocks it. So I didn't do it yet, obviously. I saved it for stream. But this map was filled in. So it's like, what is going on with this map? It's just so strange. And I think it's because there's a little, you can go into it from the bottom, and there's just kind of a little room with two locked doors. And I think going in there just registered filling in all of it. And that's just like really bad. Like that's not good map design. Same within the sewers. Like all these like big just blocks in the sewer, they're actually like all made up of all these little smaller narrow passages. but that's not reflected on the map. So trying to use the map to thoroughly explore the sewer, it was just useless. And I think maybe that's by design because they want you to like not rely on the map too heavily. But again, the point of the map to me, like I already wasn't looking at the map and was just enjoying getting lost earlier in the game, but the point of a map in a Metroidvania is to like find all the little nooks and stuff that you haven't been to yet. So yeah, I know I'm complaining a lot about it, but it's just if there's one thing, I thankfully I know absolutely nothing about Silksong. Literally the only thing I know about Silksong is Hornet's the main character. But if there's one thing I'm hoping with Silksong, besides just more of this, because this is already so good, and yes, I'll take another helping of this, please. Like I can't wait. But um, is I hope they clean up the map system, and I'm not like getting my hopes up, but yeah, I think the map in this is really flawed. When I give like my final thoughts after I finish the game, you know, it's probably definitely one of like the key criticisms I'll have, because there's not much. There's not a whole lot in this game I'm gonna have a lot of criticism of, but um, should go there first. I'm gonna. So I have a little order. Um, I'm not sure yet. It won't be. I will say that it won't be right away. Um, I'll definitely be like some other stuff. Some other games I want to stream and so on and get to. And yeah, I definitely. You know, I've already spent. I'm going on 2 months with this game. I started streaming at the start of April, so I love it. But I definitely want to like not burn myself out and like immediately go in a Silk Song and I want to like have the games both be their own thing as well. And also this game also has like there's still like the DLC stuff they added for this game, so I might like take a break after I finish the main game and then go back to that later and then eventually I'll play Silk Song, um but yeah, one way or another, I'll eventually. I'm definitely going to like eventually. I don't know yet if I'm gonna stream it because I'm still like feeling out this whole streaming thing. Um, I'm just kind of seeing where it goes. Something I might end up doing with it is like doing like an off-stream recording with commentary and putting it on my YouTube because I'm trying to like balance out streaming and working on the YouTube, which I haven't done much with yet, as you kind of joked about with the Mario Kart replays that I have on there from like 10 years ago. But I do want to do more with the YouTube. I've just been so like caught up in streaming this a lot, but uh, so yeah, that's kind of the long-winded answer. But I will play it eventually in one form or another. Um, so yeah, anyway, that's pretty much the deal. So basically, I think the remaining grubs are probably in these areas that I kind of found, and you know, I saved for stream because they seemed like they were like a significant cool thing. They're pretty good Mario Kart replays. You know, I'm proud of some of those. Some of them, I'm proud of some of them, but some of them are just like, what? This is just like baby Mario driving for 30. Like, what was I? It's not that exciting. Uh, anyway, yeah, that was a lot of yapping to start stream. Sorry. Like, uh, I did also notice that this accordion player, he's just playing the theme of the town, and the town music's just not there at all anymore. Um, which is a cute touch, and it makes it really sinks in how more and more people have come to the town, and it's more lively. I do kind of miss the regular song, but it was really like sad and somber, so I like that this kind of symbolizes like your progression through the game. Okay, so our first stop is going to be here. Yeah, it's just the kind of like I know. I mean, again, I never have my viewer count on. I don't know if you know if anyone else is here, but I imagine if someone stops in, they might just hear me like rambling about all this stuff and just be like, get to the game already. But, you know, whatever. Um, but yeah, I think it's also probably a mix. I know personally sometimes I don't mind if a streamer is just vibing with a game and not talking much. If I really love the game especially, like I'll just kind of like lurk and relax and watch it. But it depends. It's more of a first impression thing. Like I know what you mean. It's more if like that's like their first impression of the stream. Like, does this person just constantly pause and talk like this, right? Whereas even somebody who might normally be into the conversation might just get a little impatient and be like, well, this other streamer I like is online. So yeah, I think they might be, you know, a viewer I would want to have around. I do that. Yeah, I try to balance it out, but I do talk a lot. I have a lot to say. So I came here and I saw my buddy Quirrell, and I didn't talk to him yet, but I was really happy to see him here. I want to say it for stream because it seems like it might, because he's like been like a major character, part of the story. And the last time I saw him was with the teacher in like that creepy lab where all the Metroid jellyfish are. And it was revealed that Quirrell was wearing the teacher's face, basically, or like her mask. And basically, they were like they had like amnesia, and like I guess their whole mission was to bring that back to the teacher, and was also kind of like helping me, I think, because the teacher wanted me to kill them, according to Quirrell anyway. And I think even when I read the teacher's mind, maybe they hinted at that, like they want the seals to break. And I'm not sure if all three of the dreamers want that, or maybe just the teacher. But they don't fight back when I attack them, so I think it might be like, that might be why. Yeah, Quirrell's definitely one of my favorites. Quirrell and the big stag beetle. I forget if I just want to take a picture of me and my bud. Hey, bud.
Go namane churo.
Again, we meet, my short friend. Here at last. I feel at peace. Twice I've seen this world, and though my service may have stripped the first experience from me, I'm thankful I could witness its beauty again. I wonder, like, maybe I'm forgetting something, but I wonder, like, how they lost their memory. Something to do with the infection or something. Hellenest is a vast and wondrous thing. But with as many wonders as it holds, I've seen none quite so intriguing as you. Oh, me? Ha, my flattery returns only silent stoicism. I like that. Squirrel flirting with me? I like that very much. Oh, wow. Oh, my. Incredible. Quirrell is hardcore crushing on John Hollow Knight, whatever the hell this main character is. I guess just the knight, I'll call them. Oh, I can see. Oh, it's so cute. I love this. My buddy. I feel like genuinely emotional about this. I always love when there's a character that's comes in and out of like your journey throughout a game. And like yeah, you get to have like a little moment with them eventually and stuff. And because this game is so gameplay driven, you know, doesn't have like cutscenes really or anything. It makes it feel like especially impactful in a way. So you just can't talk to them. I almost like don't even want to read their minds, but I will. To live in age, yet remember so little. Perhaps I should be thankful. Yeah, because they're as old as... So some of the bugs just live super long lives for some reason. I don't know if there's a reason for that, Or they just do. All tragedy erased. I see only wonders. That's a really poignant line. He's called the Knight or the Hollow Knight by most fans. Hornet does call it. Does Hornet? Yeah. I forgot. If they do, I forgot that they call them Ghost. Yeah, I've been trying to use like gender neutral pronouns for them because I don't like to like default male characters because they don't have any discernible gender as far as I'm aware. But yeah, I've probably slipped up at points because that's such a thing that's like ingrained in us, like socially, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, this line, all tragedy erased, I see only wonders. It's like this kingdom has such a sad history, and there's so much like death and desolation everywhere. But it also is extremely beautiful, like this lake area, like green path. Like there is, if you do that idea of like as the player, that's what we're seeing. I feel like a lot of people that play this, they can feel that melancholy side of the game, but I feel like a lot of people walk away from this game being like, oh yeah, it's like a beautiful game, right? And Quirrell was there for the tragedy, but doesn't remember it. So they just are just seeing that beauty, and it's that idea of like something can have this like tragic past, but like over time can like kind of heal the world in a sense, and it kind of, if you don't see that, you just see like the beauty that kind of sprung up in its wake. That's a really like, it's a really interesting line, and really fits this game's like melancholic tone. Um, so nice. I love that you just can't even talk to them again. That you just chill with them. And Quirrell likes me too. So cute. I also just love this area. I love like the colors of it, like the deep blue and the turquoise in the background. I did want to. Where does that lead again? Right, I think at least like the charm shop. Yeah, because I just ran away and saw a Quirrell. I actually reloaded my save because I was afraid, because there's been a lot of times I've ran into Quirrell throughout the adventure, and then I'll run into them a different area later. I was worried it would be like a one and done. Like I'd see him, and if I left, I'd like miss my chance to talk to him, and he'd appear somewhere else. I was guessing it wouldn't be like that this time, but just to be safe, I reloaded. Because I would be so devastated if I missed something with him. Alright, bud. I love Quirrell's like little like hood too. Or like kerchief around their head. Especially having them basically confess. Yeah, that's so cute. That's awesome if that's actually what they were going for, right? Um, yeah, that was a really nice moment. It's kind of rare to get in this game to just get kind of like a sweet little moment that doesn't it's not like sad, doesn't end in sadness or something. So the game, it does a pretty good job balancing that out. Like the stuff with Zote is really funny. It's like comic relief. So there is some stuff, which is nice. Alright, back in this creepy hole, because... Have you, Chloe, have you played, any of the Resident Evil games by any chance? Specifically thinking of Resident Evil 4. Yeah, I knew I was close to getting their journal entry. Inside these shambling corpses is a bright light that pierces any darkness. Interesting. I peered inside that light once and saw something within it shining back. Something terrible. Okay. That's creepy. I wonder if they're referring to the, I keep thinking the light might refer to the infection, but not positive. Yeah, but you've heard a lot. Yeah, it's hard not to these days. HUD. You know me, I said that. I like having the HUD off. I'll probably turn it on if I get in like a boss fight or something. But just look at, like, I love how the screen, like, especially in an area like this, it's just totally dark. And, like, I just love just fully immersing myself in the art. Without any distractions. Because, well, I'm just, like, you know, I'm not, like, in the middle of, like, anything, like, difficult. I'm just kind of, like, cleaning up, you know, remaining little odds and ends before I kind of, like, continue with the major stuff. But if I get in, like, a boss or something, I'll turn it on. And I also did just forget, because I turned it off when I was talking to Quirrell, because I wanted to take a screenshot of that little moment. Without the HUD on it. But yeah, anyways, I asked about Resident Evil 4 because these guys remind me of an enemy in that game. So I was curious if you were familiar, but I won't say any more. Because yeah, if you like horror stuff, and even if you don't, I know a lot of people who aren't into horror still get into Resident Evil because they're just kind of like fun horror a lot of the time. As opposed to like Silent Hill, which I also love, which is like straight up dread and incredibly creepy, but I also would highly recommend Silent Hill. They kind of come with a lot of like content warnings, but I love that series, and especially the older ones in particular. They're kind of what changed my mind on horror and got me more into it. So anyway, I was in this area. Again, I was backtracking everywhere. And I just hit the ceiling here. I just came up to this little dead end, hit the ceiling, and went up here, and I was like, what the hell? This is just like this huge other part of this area I haven't been to. So I didn't go forward at all. I did see on the map that there's like something here, but I'm still not sure exactly what. Again, I don't like that the map kind of spoils it, but... And I love how, like, this just looks with the, I know, and I love that about this game so much. Like, I feel like the developers really understand what makes exploration exciting, at least to me. You're not just finding, like, a small room with loot in it. Like, they are not afraid to just hide, like, a major cool thing behind some really subtle cracked wall. It's really cool. Kind of reminds me of like early Zelda. Yeah, so I think I have a guess what this is gonna be. Because yeah, I saw like the bench on the map with a little building. Well, I don't know. This is cool. My guess was gonna be it's gonna be like one of the Kickstarter made bosses in here, but we'll see. This looks like a church or something. Oh my god, that's so cool looking. It looks like I'm seeing it. It's almost like I see like the antenna, and I think it's like they have this super long like white hair or something. It's really creepy. Yep.
Ketal Sanalo.
A cool voice too. Nope. Is there anything that doesn't remind me of Zelda? Nope. Pretty much nothing. Oh, no. I missed that. Shit. Damn it. Oh, crap. I'm gonna make a note to... I almost... Could I check my VOD? No, that'd be too complicated. I hate how the triggers on the controller... I hate how the triggers on the controller advance the dialogue, because what happens is I hit the control like I hit the bumpers are so like sensitive on the Switch Pro controller, and I just like they just bump against like the chair or my leg or something and just accidentally advance the dialogue. Because I was trying to just write this character down in my notebook. Gray Mourner. I also realized in the options the other day you can fill in Dira. It's an awesome name. You can actually turn off like the authorship for these. I was kind of like slightly nitpicking. Sometimes it kind of takes me out of the game a little bit because it's like, hey, remember this was a Kickstarter game? But even though it's, you know, it's cool to give, if I'm streaming it, I may as well give these people like credit, you know, for backing it. Like, thanks for backing the game. But it is nice they give you that option. What do you mean, another video for me not to go back to? Yeah, that one, I'm not, that one's going over my head. But yeah, Zelda is just like a huge like hyperfixation of mine. Like it's, yeah, I've just been a fan for it for so many years, and it just really hits like a really special place for me. That kind of no other game series does, and yeah, so I'm you know, there's other games I've drawn parallels to, but Zelda's like always going to be the most common one. It's also such a jack of all trades series too. That's kind of why it's easy to compare stuff to. But I think this game in particular is very. I think it takes a lot of inspiration from Zelda and Metroid, and you know, Castlevania to an extent with the Metroidvania stuff. So I definitely have that in the back of my mind. Oh yeah, I did say that. I did say that. Yeah. I just don't. I don't want to get hung up in like wasting stream time. You know. I just always forget. Yeah, like going back if I miss dialogue. This character is so interesting, and that was like the first thing they said. So I'm gonna really try to remember to do this one. Um, if you know what they said, then feel free to throw it in the chat. If you saw what they said at first, but if you didn't, no worries. Ah, Lemire, you could not know of tragedy as complete as Che's, true lovers stripped apart, two worlds that could not meet. And now, Meled Lover? That is something I noticed. For a second, I like glanced over it. I thought it said like Milady or something. I was like, what is this character saying? And now, Meled Lover, dead so long in time, dead so far away, buried. Moina, I, amongst its hateful kin that did deny our union, that did reject Che's outsideness. So are they saying... So Che is their lover, I think. She doesn't suppose? Nalo. Or maybe that's not a name? Maybe it's not, maybe it's Chi? I'll say Jay. Could Shay ask? Could Shay burden? Lemire, wouldst you? Couldst you deliver gift to her grave? The gift is maybe small, but the trek is long. She rests amongst her kind near our queen's lush refuge. Oh, I know exactly where this is. Piecing, we're figuring it out. We're figuring out these mysteries that I've been so curious about. Would such a thing be done? Is it she or Che? I know I'm butchering this character's dialogue. I'm definitely missing like a cultural reference here or something. She asks perhaps impossible things, mad things, for Lemur to take up such quests would be a kindness she has near forgotten. I will absolutely do it. I like this character is like so like kind of creepy, but they're also like just really nice. That's what they said. Okay, oh thank you, I appreciate it. Ah, Mehan, this world, this cruel, sinful world. Why does Chi wake? Why does Chi persist? Okay, so Chi is them. That's how they're referring to themselves. Alright, thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, that was the dialogue at the start. The first thing they said. Rare boon you grant Lemur. It will be Chi's last request. After this, never shall Chi lay burden on another. A sacred flower is the offering. It is a rare, delicate object. One of a kind. You must cherish it. Must act as though it were your own heart. If you were to get hurt whilst carrying it, or did to attempt to ride those jolting transit beasts, it would forever be destroyed. And knowing this game, I'm guessing they really mean it. You probably have one chance to do this, because that's just how this game is. Like, you destroy like the intercoms on the trams or whatever, the music's gone forever and stuff like that. Her grave lies in the middle of the queen's overgrown estate. Yep, I know exactly where it is. It is surrounded by your kind, who will not look kindly on your trespass. So they're referring to a mantis, one of the mantis traders, and that's who they're saying. The traders won't look kindly, I believe, and I believe it's the grave that says like you inspected it. It says that here lies the trader's child, and I can't do anything with it, and I'm guessing that's what this is. And maybe they're a mantis too. Take care, Lemur. My hopes I place upon you, and my fervent wish that this small solace may come to pass. Our grave lies in the middle of the Queen's old retreat, a far journey from here, and the roads between are fraught with beasts. Safe tiding on your journey. My heart does flutter to feel such kindness from so tiny a creature. Hey, Bongo Master, welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. Obviously, you didn't go on the Hollow Knight wiki. You totally remembered it from your first playthrough of a year or two ago. Yeah, no, I assume. I assume you're just a treasure trove of knowledge about the game. That's why I asked. But thank you. I do appreciate it. You finding it. What about this? Ooh, Nemanu, nails and claws. Why must it be so? I love how still they are, too. Are you a fan of Hollow Knight, Bongo Master? I'm guessing, I'm assuming, since you're here. I have pretty far in the game at this point. Really, I'm kind of heading towards... I'm kind of like retracing my steps, doing some little odds and ends, figuring out some of the lingering mysteries in the world before I kind of continue with, I guess, the main story stuff. Feels weird saying this game has a main, like, quest, because it's just, all of it is so free. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna go see if I can get it back. If I can, I am gonna reload, because I was just completely not paying attention. Like, I was just totally yapping because I really want to do this. It won't save if I don't go on the bench, I think. Let's just see what happens. Why? She's sacred, precious, one of its kind flower ruined. She's love, denied her final gift. Such suffering for she, such misery. She thought she could bear no more. And geez, I thought like maybe it would be like you'd take enough damage and it would get destroyed. It's just one hit. I suppose she does have one more flower though. But Lemur, this one is equally sacred and equally fragile. Where's one to accept such a quest, it must become Mel Precious Heart. Would such a thing be again be tried? Yes. Okay. And this new sacred, one of its kind flower, Chi shall give you. As Chi warned before, it dost become precious as one's heart whilst held. If you were to get hurt again, you are okay. All right, yeah, cool. Yeah, I adore this game. Took me way too long to get to it. This is like a completely first playthrough. I knew pretty much next to nothing about it, even though it's so popular. And yeah, it's been such a treat. The exploration in this game has been so deeply rewarding. Yeah, I've loved it. Yeah, you can't take any damage. If you were to get hurt again whilst carrying it, or did do attempt ride those, yep. Though my faith in one has been challenged, my hopes are still with you, Lemur. Be more careful. Oh my god. Wait, did she say the same thing? And you've already learned how dangerous those paths can be. Okay, I'm sorry. That is funny. I really thought it'd be a one chance and you're done. I hope it doesn't like matter that you don't do it the first try. She's asked you to place it at the grave of her mantis lover. Okay. Flower is very fragile and destroyed if you take damage or ride. Okay, the stag weighs too, not just the trams. If I did ask the stag to walk slower, they would listen. Because they're my friend. Them and Quirrell I got the most attached to because they're just like they've been with me the whole game on this journey. I just kind of keep, the characters I ran into the most. But the stag also has like their own like really sad little story. So this is hard. Okay, so what's the best path? It's kind of fun. Like, yeah, they had to be lenient with this because this is pretty tough. That'll be pretty brutal if they give you one chance. Going through the crossroads is going to be rough. Maybe the city. I'd have to probably still go through the crossroads though. Green. I feel like Green Path is like the less unhostile area. I think you kind of can really avoid the crossroads. Let's try it. Isn't there a quicker way up there? Oh, I'd have to go back. I'll take my chances the other way, because these guys aren't that hard. I think this is it. You're putting something in your nose to tell me when I'm done or close to done. You're good at not telling spoilers, which I appreciate. Thank you. That I'm likely never going to see. Yeah, but I still, like, that's definitely what I want. I'm sorry. That was a grief. Yeah, I definitely, like, that's, you know, that's definitely in my rules. Like, I don't want to know like anything at all, even if it's something that's like super cryptic. Because what if I did stumble on it, and then even if I don't stumble on it, yeah, I don't think I've ever done that. I didn't even know you could. And even if I don't stumble on it, I might. So if you do think of that again, I would appreciate if like you ask first, like remind me. Oh, yeah, I don't think you can take these because I might still not want to know because this is the kind of game where I can picture myself. I love being in this world so much and just vibing in it. I know there are like a lot of little mysteries that are still unsolved, and I don't really expect to figure all of it out. So I might over time, like off stream, or you know, I might return to it to stream like the DLC updates and stuff and figure it out there. But I might just try to like piece it together now and then. Um, okay, it's a lore thing I'll find interesting. Okay, yeah, I'll keep it in mind. Speaking of that, something I kind of thought of too when I was kind of going around the world searching for the grubs over the weekend. I was like rereading a lot of like the lore tablets and stuff I came across, and I don't think I can. If you can't take the tram, then I guess I have to. I have to go through the lake, I guess. I guess I have to go that way. Yeah, I kind of came to the realization that, oh, there's swords here. Shit. Wherever you are, Quirrell. All the best to you, my friend. All the best to you. Put down his blade. Don't say that. Come on. I was honestly worried they were going to get killed because they helped you out in a boss fight earlier. And the last time an NPC did that, it didn't go so well. So, I think it just like, I haven't beat the game yet, no. I can kind of give you an update where I am. Basically, so as you can see, I've pretty much been like everywhere. Obviously, all these little pins are still little like mysteries or unlocked doors I haven't gone to. Basically, the major stuff. So right now, I'm kind of there's a couple little places I haven't gone to. Like here, I got a key that I think will unlock this door, like the love key. Um, so I'm kind of like backtracking to a couple of those areas, and then I want to try to do this optional fight with Zote in the town, like the Dream Zote. I've done like 5 phases of it, but I haven't done all that yet. I'm trying to do like everything I can before I finish it, basically. And then after that, I believe I got what I need to possibly interact with. Again, I think it might be the king. I'm not sure yet, but there's like a character down here, like a knight or the king, that I can't like interact with their dream, and I got the fully upgraded dream nail, so then I want to go do this. And then after that, basically, it's just a matter of going to the last dreamer there, and then I believe and I think this will probably be the end. But again, I'm not positive, but you know, it definitely seems like it's all leading to that egg. And yeah, whatever the finale is gonna be. And then you know, I think there's like, I don't know anything about it, but I know they added like updates later on. There's the whole like Void Heart edition. I have no idea what that entails, so that's also other stuff I would check out eventually. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. I'm really taking my time with this one because I love it so much. And it really like the exploration never stops being rewarding. It is never once gotten repetitive, or I feel like I'm just finding the same stuff. Even this late in the game, I'm still just finding like new, unique, cool things, which is like my favorite thing in a game. Something I actually want to equip before I go further. Yeah, let's do it. It's like I'm like hesitant to save because like I screwed up this flower thing at first, but it probably doesn't matter. Um, Hold on, how many... There's a charm I haven't been using that I kind of forgot that I got that I think will really help with this one. So it takes 2. That one's not going to help because I can't get hit anyway, so that's perfect. Yeah, okay, cool. And I guess I just phase through enemies anyway, but still, it might help. They really knew what they were doing, making you go through this area with all those things and these things. There might be another path I'm missing, but... Let's see. Does it make your dash longer too? That's cool. I didn't notice it, Rose. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot I got it. I got it kind of recently. And I was like, I should use that one more. Because it seems really useful. Okay. So where is it? I pinned it. It's right in the middle. Fog Canyon's kind of annoying. I don't... It's like I either go through like the thorny hell or I go through Fog Canyon. Maybe Fog Canyon would be better. Was it in Deep Nest? Um, yeah, that must have been where I fought that creepy like spider mimic boss. Is that where it was? Because yeah, I didn't go there. I went to Deep Nest like really early in the game. It was awesome. It's one of my favorite areas because I love the creepy vibes. But I just completely missed that area where there's like that creepy mimic boss. Yeah, Nosk. Yeah, I loved that. I loved finding that. That's a great example of like what I was saying, where even late in the game, just still finding like cool like secret bosses and stuff. Um, and I've been saying all along, like I love these developers aren't afraid to hide like significant things, like really well, and just like I'll just like open a cracked wall, and like that's what led to that character I was just talking to that led me on this quest. It was just like a random cracked wall in the ceiling. Um, yeah, so it just makes you want to explore every little thing. Right, so I guess I'll go up. It's gonna be tough. Yeah, so I guess I'll go up and to the left and keep going up. Yeah, I assume you're referring to the beehive is the one I remember. Obviously, if there's another one I haven't seen, don't say no more. But I think you're referring to the hive, which was yeah, that was such a highlight to find, and it was like so well hidden. It took me like a really long time to find it. But what I loved about that is there's like a logic to it. You can see the not the hive. Okay, so I'm not sure what you're talking about, but the like you can see the outside of the beehive, and I kind of thought like, well, you enter beehives from below, so I just kind of kept going down, and eventually just found the entrance. Like I just was trying like every little wall and stuff. Um, but yeah, I know there's a lot of like optional little like sub areas. Like this blue lake area was pretty well hidden. Um, like that crypt area, you kind of just like went down through a tomb. The Hauling Cliffs was pretty secretive. I kind of just I went back to the beginning of the game to just see if I missed anything there, and I didn't expect to find like a hidden little passage into a whole new area. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, yeah, I definitely don't want that kind of spoiler. Let's see. Okay. But yeah, I definitely love that stuff. It's the wrong way. Do you shoot stuff? No. Okay, we don't need to go up there, luckily. There's a lot of areas that get blocked off by the infection. Oh my god, I dashed. I totally dashed, like, right at the last second. Damn. Damn. Yeah, and you can't, like, easily get back there. Alright, I guess I'm not that far away. I'll try it again, and this time I'll make a dream nail. You can go through those. Let me really try to see if there's a better route here. I don't think you can take the tram. I don't think it would matter anyway. That door on the left of the elevator in the City of Tears is just locked, and I don't know how to open it, so... And then the main door to the City of Tears closed behind you, so that's sealed shut. So I'd have to go down through, like, the waterways. Honestly, that might still be preferable to dealing with this place. I was gonna say, though, like, the secrets, the really well-hidden secrets, it definitely feels, at least in part... It reminds me of, like, the, like, Symphony of the Night and, like, the Metroidvania Castlevanias, because they definitely had a habit of, like, you'd think you'd seen the whole map, you'd think you'd been everywhere and thoroughly explored, but there'd always be, like, one other little secret hidden at, like, the bottom of the map or something. And I always loved that stuff so much. That's fun with the water, like, spray. I wonder if you can dream nail his weapon. You cannot. Okay. Things are always, like, closer than I think they are in this game. I always think, like, oh, it's such a long trek back, but it's really not bad. Where was it? Here? Yeah. They're gonna be mad at me again. Why? They literally say why. Destroyed again, another rare and precious thing reduced to wilted stem. She does have spare, but Limmer must know, a precious, sacred, fragile flower it is. She did not want to part with it, but for Miled love, she would give all. Wouldst thou quest again be taken? Yes. And this new sacred one-of-its-kind flower which she shall give you, which she warned before, it doth become precious as one's heart whilst held. If you were to get hurt again whilst carrying it, or did attempt to ride those jolting transit beasts. Okay. Maybe you might be able to run the, because she specifically mentions the stags. So maybe the tram is okay, but... Yeah, again, I don't think it just leads to the infected crossroads anyway. I don't think it matters. Avoid you. It'd be cool if you got like a shadow version of this move that would just let you dash through everything, though maybe they didn't do that because it would kind of break the game. But for oh my god. Alright, this is gonna be rough. And I forgot, I was gonna set a dream gate so I could just warp back there. Definitely reminds me of, I feel like I've done this kind of quest in games before. I think I brought up Resident Evil earlier. I think it was in at least one of the Resident Evils. Yeah, there's something in Resident Evil, the remake of Resident Evil 1 that is like this. Yeah, it's always the exploding enemies. Gotta try to pay attention this time. I turned the HUD back on, so I hope that eases your heart clearly. I'm glad. Okay. So how do you do this again? I had just set this in the town too. I finally started using that. I made one in the town because I was complaining earlier that I didn't care early in the game when I was just exploring everywhere, but I need to stop because I'm talking again. I'm gonna get hit. But yeah, I was thinking that I wish you at least had like a warp to go back to the main hub town, but I did kind of forget you had this ability. But part of the reason I forgot is because like there's a lot of areas where it just doesn't work, and like every area I tried to use it in, it just wasn't working. Which is odd. It says like some areas may lack a connection to any dream, and like every area I tried to use it was one of those areas apparently for a long time. Okay, let's try to focus. I love how that's just endless until you hit a wall. A lot of games would limit something like that, but it just goes. Oh, congrats! It went great. But what's the catch? Camera. I gotta get through these. That works. I don't really need my healing. Is this the right way? Yeah. I forgot. It's always the exploding enemies. You didn't finish the script. You just went for it, rambled for a minute, but you did. But you're supposed to hand. Oh no! So I see what you mean. So it went really good improvising, but yeah, you gotta have something written. That's a dilemma. If you remembered the basics of what you said, they might not like remember all of it. But yeah, that's tough. Oh, they film them? I mean, if it went well, you could just be honest and just say, like, you were having a lot of trouble finishing the script, and then, like, you just found that when you were, like, on stage or whatever, it just came to you, and that can happen. A lot of actors improvise. You know, like, famously, like, I know, like, Harrison Ford comes to mind. I know he improvised several scenes in, like, Indiana Jones and Star Wars, I remember reading about. Like, the famous scene when, I don't know if you, like, are into Star Wars, but, like, in, The Empire Strikes Back, I think it is, when, like, well, I won't spoil. I won't spoil. Just I know it's like a famous movie, but yeah, I won't. I don't know. There's a famous scene where he improvises a line that was not in the script because he thought the script was bad. So that is a thing that happens. Um, but you gaslit him into giving you the video. Um, what do you mean he will never? He will never. Oh, he will never know. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So you could edit the video. Is that what your plan is? Let's go down. I'm gonna try this instead. If only, maybe this is why they don't open this door, because of this specific quest, because that would make it so easy. Well, not easy, but... Okay. Oh no, I gotta go through a terrible room this way, actually. You know what, I bet there's charms that would help with this. I have an idea. This is an interesting challenge. Anything else? That might help, then it's only 2. Oh, damn. Hmm. I wonder if the dash is the dash longer on this. Or no, I think that just makes you dash faster. So that works. Yeah, just so I'd prefer. That one. Are we missing any mail? Standbys here. So I'll just try that. Plan is to watch the video and write exactly what you said, so you get 100%. Okay, gotcha. You liked watching people do it more than you enjoyed doing it. Did you enjoy writing the script, or and just not the acting it out part, or the whole thing? These parts with like oh my god, they throw stuff at you. I forgot. These parts with like the blind jumps can be rough in this game. This game does have a bit of a problem with blind jumps sometimes. So many times I've just like fallen into spikes when it was like, well, there's no way I could have known. You just have to be really careful when you're descending. What would be the safer route? Oh, I got you. I got you. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad. It's entertaining, at least. Yeah, it's definitely the kind of thing where it's like gonna be rough if I fail like at the last second, but I'll give it my best shot. I do think this is at least... I do think this is at least like an interesting challenge, unlike the Carnival, the Grim Troop quest earlier. We need to hunt down the little flame guys. That just kind of felt like busy work. That was like, again, I said it when I was doing it, it's like the one thing in the game I didn't really enjoy. Because what I've loved about this game is what I was saying earlier, where like everything is constantly new and unique, and you're constantly discovering new things. And that was kind of like, just kind of like, I guess if I hadn't been to those areas yet, it would have been different, but I had already kind of been to all the areas, so it just felt kind of tedious. And those, I didn't think those enemies were like fun to fight either. But I did like the conclusion where you could like team up with the accordion guy and like betray them. No. Yeah. It's part of what Twitch is about, I guess. Part kind of sharing that stuff. What's that? Don't hit me. I can't go back that way. Okay, it's right below us. No. God. I knew there was spikes on top of it. I slipped. Do you mean just because of all the secrets? I mean, I like other Metroidvanias I've played already. Like Castlevania did that to me years ago. Like, just like playing all those like Game Boy Castlevania games and checking every single wall. And Zelda too, you know. Speaking of comparing everything to Zelda, that's a thing in Zelda as well. At least the earlier games. Checking all the walls for like hidden little passages and stuff. Jeez. This area can be rough, but if I did unlock this shortcut to the left. That was another thing I did over the weekend. bad. I didn't know they got faster. Yeah, I know. It's all good. I have a lot of oops. Yeah, I have a lot of fondness for like classic Game Boy stuff. A lot of nostalgia and stuff. I already mentioned like a billion times Link's Awakening is like my favorite game ever, so but yeah, that was a Game Boy game. Though I played the Game Boy Color version was the first version I played of that. And then obviously there was the recent Switch remake, which I did like. Shit. I'm not an uncle, if that's what you're asking. Let's see. Be so careful with these. Oh my god, they're so fast. Yeah, see how like the map, it's just like one big block, but this is actually a bunch of like little passages. I just wish you like it accurately reflected what the terrain was like. I've heard this lane before, yeah. Relatively recently, actually. Oops. Okay. So this room I came into, and like this intense music started, and I couldn't figure out how to progress. Like there were a bunch of locked gates. And then when I came back here, yeah, when I was looking for the grubs off stream, this was another place I came to. I realized that it just clicked. I was like, oh, it's one of those times you need to kill every enemy and the gate's open. But the problem is the gate didn't shut behind me, so like it has every other time that's happened. So that's why it didn't click the first time. So it was a weird decision not to do that here. But it's not a big deal. So I don't know if that's used for anything besides you can talk to it. I think it's actually supposed to be a statue of a... Because they say it bears the likeness of an eccentric bug known as the Dash Master. And then that, so it's one of them, I think. I think it might be the sprint one. Maybe the dash one, because it says dash. Okay. Getting close. I didn't expect to be doing something like this today. I was like, I'm just gonna boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna go to this area, and then I'm gonna go to the love tower or whatever it is, and then there's another area too. That I actually just kind of walked by, but we can't go to it now, obviously. Luckily the mantises don't attack me, so this might be the best path. It's like a straight shot, but it's kind of risky. So if we go up through there, this area can be kind of a pain too. I feel like this is the area that you like backtrack through the most in the game. I've come through this area so many times. Up again. I forgot about that. That's so useful for this quest. Almost like they had all of it like in mind together. Okay, that's one passage up. Oh my god. It's the explosions. So many times in this game, the explosion hitboxes have just destroyed me. Because I saw the projectile. I just didn't think I was in its hitbox. Like I thought I could dodge it still. Oh my god. This is a pain in the ass. What is it? Up or down? I always forget. Is it down that sets it? Okay, it's up. Alright, it worked that time. Alright, I'll give it another try at least, but I am gonna take a quick break first. I'm gonna have about an hour and a half, so I'll be right back, and thanks for hanging out. Sorry about that. Another bot. There's obviously been a million of those. Well, there hasn't been. Could have been worse, I guess. Since I've been streaming, but every once in a while one stumbles in. So I got the flower, I forget. Oh, you can see it wilted even. And is now worthless as an object of sentiment. And oh yeah, to respond to your gaslighting comment, yeah, why is it? It always feels like 15 minutes, even though it's been an hour and a half. I honestly feel the same this stream. I think it's because, like, I had this whole, like, plan, and this game has done this a lot. Like, I have this whole plan set up, like, oh, I'm gonna go do this and that, and, you know, I immediately run into something or some discovery that completely sidetracks that, so... So yeah, basically I thought I'd, like, have made more progress by now, but I've kind of just been doing this now. Oh, shit, I forgot what I'm doing. God, every time something explodes now, I'm like... Yeah, when stuff explodes in this, it's just so sudden, and like, it has such a range to it. Do I want to go here? Actually, should I go down here? Why didn't I do that? Yeah, that might be better, actually. Shield helped there. Probably just straight through the city. I could do this. Is it gonna be high enough? I was gonna go on that wall and dash over, but I don't want to ram into something. I was like, for a second, I was like, I got the flower, right? Because I got back from the break and I was like, I didn't forget to go in there and get it. Because I remember looking at it when it was wilted. And I just quickly got a new one. Oh my god, it's so sad. Yeah, that's way better than the route I was taking. Still not great going through here, though. jump. That was so close. Oh my goodness. Don't want to go down there. Come on, little buddy. These things definitely... when I first got to this area, way earlier in the playthrough, I was just like... I was just like smiling and just like... I was just like laughing this whole area. Like it was just so funny and like so creepy. Like that area where there's like so many of those guys like swarming the place, it was just amazing. Again, I love just how much enemy variety there is, and like some of them are unique to certain areas, and it just makes every area have that much more personality. And like I'll never forget like any of the areas in this game for reasons like that. They all have like their own identity going on, not just because of the visuals, but the enemies. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Oh god, it's underneath me. Taking advantage of my spells, which I haven't been doing like the whole game. So I got a little note, didn't I? I thought I saw their little icon pop up. I guess like the middle, the last phase of those enemies doesn't have an entry, maybe. So maybe it was this. Seems to latch on to any living thing that comes by with its sharp little teeth. I believe its cousin's alone though, so it isn't completely mindless. I think this room is empty. Okay, where did I get hit again? Right, the little projectile mushrooms. I love the way the music in the Mantis zone, like, it builds on the instrumentation, like in the background. It's kind of like this ethereal, like, ambience that it adds to the song. Oh no, I'm sorry. At least they don't, like, start attacking you if you accidentally kill one of them. Can't go down, so I gotta go that way. It's up. Even if it hits this shield, it will still explode though, so I don't know if this is even gonna help. Just getting a sense of that thing's range. Oh god. Oh god. That thing almost got me. Just inching along. I'm gonna run into those, like, those wah guys now. But they do only take one hit at this point. I could get there just going to the right. Where does that lead? No, that's... Fog Canyon kind of sucks, though. It has all those explodey jellyfish, but I think I can dodge around them. I usually do. It's all about patience. That's the wrong way. Get away from me. Oh my god. Even the enemy's death animations, it looks like poisonous spores. I don't think it hurts you, but it's kind of confusing that, like, it's the same orange color as all the explosion effects. So it's like, could be a little bit clearer there on like a... I don't know if UI is the right word, but like visual, like cue, in terms of like a visual cue. And honestly, like, I didn't care about that until I was doing this quest, because now it matters. Yeah, so I mentioned, like, I realized you could go up here, which is a cute little touch. And like this person's like, don't eat me, not food. I didn't realize when I first went there. But yeah, when I was on the great grub hunt over the weekend, I went in there and figured that out. Those don't explode. I better not risk it. I don't think they explode or anything. No, I don't think so. Okay, I think we want to go right here. And like, does their little brain falling out hurt you? Okay, this will not hit me, right? God, that's so scary. I love this. This area is probably my favorite area aesthetically, the Queen's Gardens, but it is extremely dangerous. Like, everywhere you step is like a thorn trap. They really had it in mind, like, what you need to go through to do this quest. They really intentionally put this grave in like the most, like, literally prickly, like one of the most dangerous areas where one false move that damages you. Okay. Oh, sorry to hear that. I hope they're okay. That wasn't anything, like, bad. Alright, it's a straight shot. Just gotta take it really slow. I forget what these do. Oh my god. I jumped. If I didn't jump. Okay, I'm gonna keep going just to see what the path is so I know what I'm in for. Oh god, that sucks so much. Okay, it seems like do they even shoot them forward at all? So no, if you just don't jump, you're fine. Oh, that's so annoying. Oh, that's really bad. Yeah, chocolate is super toxic for dogs. Yeah. Yeah, I hope you like I hope you talk to her about that, 'cause yeah, that's really bad. I have a friend where it was like a birthday party and they left like a half a chocolate cake on the kitchen table, and we went out for a walk, and when we got back the dog had like eaten half of it, and they had to give him like this medication or something to like force them to throw up basically, and get rid of the chocolate cake. Luckily they were fine, but and I think these explode when you touch them. Maybe it's fine. Now I got into Mike and Ike's. Mike and Ike is like a candy. Probably not good for dogs either, but I don't think they're chocolate. Uh, yeah. Hopefully, I hope he's okay. Again, if it's not like a huge amount, hopefully it's all right. But yeah, I feel like it is a lot. There is like, you can probably Google it. There's something you can do to like make them throw up to get rid of it. But yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. So that's what he recently got into, was those. Yeah, I hope your sister knows better now. Alright, so I think, okay, we just go straight through here, so now I know how to dodge those. That's so trolly that if you just stand still, they don't even hurt you. Okay, these things are awful. If I just go fast, I'll probably avoid it. Yeah. I think I just like go straight, basically. No, I overshot it. So wait, we just want to... Wait, where the heck is it? Is it up? No, it isn't here. Okay, so we go up. We go in here. Alright, it's really not... and then they do this to you, right? I forgot about this. I take damage every time I come in here to look at this. So I just go to the edge, and if I hit it once, we get there. And then... Yeah, I'm glad you're kidding, because that... I mean, besides just being bad in general, it doesn't work. It does not work. I'll just... Yeah, just traumatize your dog. Always like rewarding, you know, instead of punishing is always more effective. But again, I know you're joking. It's just that there are people out there who have that mindset, and it's just not good. Oh, you mean your sister? Well, don't hit your sister either. Yeah. Yeah. Either way, yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you meant your sister or your dog, but... Alright, so it's not that bad once you get here. I think I can do it. wish this wasn't taking so long. I didn't plan on spending most of the stream doing this. But again, I still will say that I prefer this to that carnival quest. Because this is at least like engaging. I feel like it's like an interesting challenge. So just like straight up tedium. Are they like a younger sister? Oops. Cable got tangled. They're not. Okay, I was a little afraid to ask. I don't want to like insult them, but yeah. Because I was just thinking, like, with a younger sister, I could see how they would just, like, make that mistake, you know? But, I mean, anyone can make mistakes, so... You're the youngest, alright. Well, at least you know more about dogs. Dog care, proper dog care. The guys. Okay. I think we can do this. I think it's fine. Yeah. Easy. Huh. The enemy is all saved, being dead. Interesting. Maybe that would happen anyway? I wonder if it's accounting for the quest. It definitely makes this easier. They didn't stay dead down here, though. That's weird. Yeah. Why did they... That's weird. I think the first time... Oh no, I didn't come through the city the first time, so I guess the enemies in the city just save when you kill them. It's weird. This is probably the hardest part of this route, is just getting through here. I should go down here. I'll just stick to the route I know. Gotta be so careful with that. Just inching forward. Oh, they did save. That's weird. I think I've tried this route twice now, though. And they didn't save the first time. I really hope this isn't one of those things where the game is, like, pitying the player. Like, oh, you're having trouble with this quest, we'll just make it easier by removing the enemies. One of those, like, invisible difficulty sliders. Some games do that. Like, in the background, they'll lower the difficulty. I brought up Resident Evil 4 earlier, and that game is one of those games that does that. It will, like, reduce the amount of enemies if you're having trouble with the sections. Some people like that, but I don't. I'd rather just be able to like control the difficulty of a game. Because this does just make it like so much less tense. And like ironically it makes it a little more boring, like because I'm just kind of walking through the areas, but I don't know. Oh well. It might just save the enemies getting killed in certain areas or something. Not sure. Maybe that was the first time, because I've done this like 4 times, and I took the upper. Yeah, maybe I did the path through the infected crossroads twice, and I only did that other path once. So I guess the enemies just save. But they did come back in the infected crossroads, I think. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Completely forgot that enemy was there. Good lord. Is this even the right way? Yeah. Single biggest obstacle here is that one flying mantis on the path. I feel like if something's gonna kill me, it's gonna be that. But yeah, it's kind of cool, like, plotting out a route to get here, because there's a couple different ways you can do it, and I definitely feel the one I'm taking is probably the easiest. Because you avoid the crossroads entirely. Yeah. Oh god. Okay, if you're close, they can still get you into trouble. What's going on? Why didn't it go up? Oh my god. Shit. I don't remember this guy being here. Where'd they go? I hate this. Get out of here. Even that has a little area of effect. So if I'm like a little next to them when they do that, that would probably get me. I don't care about the money. Yeah, I feel like there were more enemies than there before. But I guess they saved. Alright, we just gotta get past this and go up. Or it's just saved that it was killed. Alright. Yeah, again, I kinda wish it didn't do that. But at least it makes it less tedious. I didn't lose it yet. Oh god, oh my god. Oh my god. I'm freaking out, I'm losing it. I was so close to that thorn. God, it's so cruel they make you do that. Oh. Here sleeps the traitor's child. I really like those things. I really like just not everything is not like I expected when I first found this. It would be like a boss fight or something with one of those like warrior spirits. But I like that there are these nice little moments that aren't just like a boss or something. Just these cool little like world building moments. I love the flowers. Here sleeps the traitor's child. All right, don't freak out, Chloe, but I'm gonna do something kind of scary here. I'm gonna turn off the HUD, so it's okay. I still have a health meter, but you can't see it. This shield kind of ruins the moment. That's cute. I know, you can see a little more of the screen now. I know it's a lot, but I'll turn it back on, alright? Actually, I can just, how do I do it? It's up, right? Just warp. I'll turn it on after the end of the quest. Because knowing me, there's going to be some other cute moment I'm going to want to screenshot. Okay. Slash. What's going on there? What have I equipped? Oh, the shields. And what else did I have? This. Okay, it took like 4 tries, but the deed is done. Me, Lemur, you have done this thing. Is it possible? This world's cruelty, I'd thought it overwhelming. But Lemur has such great compassion. That she's love would know her partner's heart, even aeon past. Is it that, Lemur, such grief can end? She can end. I thought the music was like fading out for a minute. Ooh, Lanai, dear love, she too can end. Farewell. Sorry, I broke your flower like 7 times. I've been wondering, because I couldn't find these. I wonder if that's the last one. Okay. Cool. We're finding it. We're finding the things. I was thinking in the background, you can see like there's like a stairway. There's like a sense of like depth, like we're in like a bigger house. It does take away from the moment a little that she kind of like, well, she's like leaving it behind for us as a gift, parting gift. I guess that's okay. Just that there's just like a mass shard. It's just kind of like a video gamey thing when it was just kind of like a beautiful little moment, but. Because I'm the type of person that, like, if that was just a pure narrative moment, like, I wouldn't even be mad. Or if she just slipped behind, like, another flower or something. It's like a memento, but... Okay, so we only have 1 more of those. Still no idea what those eggs are for. Alright, we can move on now. Now that that's done. I like that. You know, it was a pain, but it didn't take too many tries at the end of the day, and it was like a cute little kind of surprising moment. Challenge. What am I doing? It did feel like there was like an optimal path. Totally hidden little secret. Alright, we're going down to the Love Palace. See what that's all about. Oh my god. No. Oh, I forgot. I didn't keep my word about turning the hood back on. Yeah, we got all the things too, so 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess like 3 groups of 3. It's funny there's not just like 10. You can even 10. Oh boy, I was thinking I was gonna finish this game by the end of this week, but I don't know if that's gonna happen now. Because my plan was to like get through all these little discoveries and stuff, and then try to do the Zode fight, but I don't know if we get to all that now. The Zode fight's probably gonna take a while. I have no idea what this area is gonna be all about. But that's okay. It's just next week I just have some plans. I want to next week is like the summer game fest stuff. There's a lot of like fun presentations going on with like indie games and new games. And I want to stream some of that. I think it'll be fun to just like watch it, like react to the stuff, just for fun. Did I go the wrong way? Oh yeah, we go over here. As long as my PC will be okay for it, because I haven't tried to, so far I've just streamed all like console games with a capture card, but yeah, I have an older PC, so I gotta upgrade it soon, one way or the other, but it can get hot, like the CPU and stuff can heat up, and I'm worried about kind of streaming like streaming a live event at the same time as watching it, at the same time as like I'll probably record it too, so hopefully that will go smoothly. So yeah, I came in this room earlier and it just filled in like that whole section up above, even though there's like a whole other thing up there. I don't think the map should operate like that. It makes it really confusing when you're backtracking, because you just think you've been places you haven't been. I feel like I've been through this area a million times too at this point. Maybe one of my favorite songs in the game though. That poor guy, I forget his name. He was one of the Kickstarter created NPCs. And he went to the Coliseum, and then if you dream nail him, he's like, he did not win. He died during that section where you need to like bounce off the walls in midair for 20 minutes. Alright, here we are. Yeah, so I don't think I ever came here. Even down in this section. This is funny. What is going on here? Okay, so there it is. Yeah, and that's why I filled in the map. So the way the map works is if you just like set foot in part of an area, it fills it all in. But again, in a place like this, that's really deceptive. Nice. I'm kind of I've always not been great at multitasking. Which is kind of what I think, streaming might help with that, honestly, because it is multitasking in a sense. So I wonder if this is going to explain why the grubs are trapped in all those jars. For a game that is so detailed with like its lore and stuff, it might just be a video gamey thing, but I kind of would expect this game to have some kind of context or explanation for that. Let me get a sip of water. Locked padded door. Use the love key. That was a laugh at the end there. Can't wait for the revelation. It's probably going to be something. I bet it's going to be something like completely unexpected. It's probably like some horrible creature like imitating these sounds or something. It's going to be like a boss. Because you can hear that little evil laugh in there. And they're capturing all these creatures for sure. It's gonna be like the Collector or something. I've never played. This is a first playthrough. I swear I've never played this, and I really knew like next to. I knew it was about bugs, and it was a Metroidvania. Oh, the boss music's like different. That's cool. It's just like. It's a common trope, right? It's a common trope. And the game has already done the thing where it's like something mimicking to lure you into a trap, so. Anyway, this is a really cool design. I love the music's different. Unless it's just glitched. You're like a shadow creature. Like the shades I leave behind. That's interesting. And they have like the same effect when you hit them. And the sound effect too is the things when you're in the abyss. That's interesting. God, I should have kept Sharp Shadow equipped. It's summoning my least favorite enemy too, these little things. Or no, I think it's the weaker version that doesn't shoot stuff at you. It's like dripping when it gets stunned. Shit. Stuff keeps hitting me that I'm not even like seeing. I think it's those little rolly guys. What just happened there? That was fun. What just happened there? I like stun locked them. I wonder if that was like a glitch or something. Or if that does just happen when you start attacking them. It's your favorite bots fight? Yeah, that was a fun one. It wasn't like super hard. It just felt like very thematically cool. And the game has done that a couple times. I feel like the Nosk boss was kind of like that too that I mentioned earlier, the Mimic one. It has a nice balance of like those kind of bosses and then like the super hard ones. The collector in itself is a glitch, yeah. Dark figure locked inside the Tower of Love preserves Hellenist creatures in glass jars with particular attention to given to grubs. Thank you, game. That's what I was asking for a second ago. A shadow that sometimes splits through the caverns, making strange noises to itself. I've never seen it clearly, so I have no idea what type of creature it is. Yeah, it's like it's like a shadow come to life. One of like the shades. Obsession. That was fun. Again, I love I'm just still finding like optional bosses. There's so much of this game. They put so much into it. After playing this, I completely understand. Again, I still don't know anything about it. I don't want to know anything, of course. But look, it's like I'm in a jar. I completely understand why Silk Song took so long, if it's anything like this, because yeah, I can't believe I imagine this game took a super long time too. Oh, the grub. Are these the ones I'm missing? Are they mimics? Oh. So was I missing 3 then? This might be the rest of them. Oh, what a score. That might be all of them. I didn't get a trophy, but you might need to go back first. You thought I was going to turn off the HUD and take a screenie in the jar. I thought of it. Maybe on the way back I will, since you brought it up. I thought of it, but I do take a lot of screenshots. I take too many, so I gotta restrain myself here. I feel I went here. I feel like I did too, and you know, I saw it on the... I saw this entrance on the map way earlier, and I like made a note, I gotta go down and check that out. But again, when I went in from below later and it filled it in, when I was like checking the map for places I hadn't been, I thought I did go in there, and I thought it was just a locked door. I had a marker there too. Like there's a marker here, obviously, but I had one on the door. So it's possible I'm forgetting I went in there, but I don't think I did. I'll have to check the past VODs, but I think what it was is I went in here and then I just like placed the marker up here haphazardly. I didn't really place it near where I was down there. It's like a big desk. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? That is so funny. Oh my god. I literally think I have them all now. I literally just... I've streamed the whole game except over the weekend for the first time I played it off stream. And part of it was I just wanted to backtrack everywhere anyway to see if there's any little minor things I missed. Part of it, I did just want to spend some time with the game on my own before like kind of saying goodbye to it and just like, fully just like taking the atmosphere and stuff. Um, but yeah, it was really, I looked at like, I saw it like about like a good number of grubs left, and I was like, that's gonna take like 2 or 3 streams scoring everywhere to find them. And I kind of wanted to try to finish the game this week, which might not happen now, but yeah, I literally just did that. I literally went everywhere tracking down the grubs, and then I find this. Yeah, go outside. Absolutely. Yeah, I love being outside. I always go outside when I take a break doing this. Uh, I mean, if it's nice and there's not a lot of bugs. Where are you seeing that I missed one? Because there might be like a marker I'm missing or something. Does it show them as a thing? But honestly, like I don't even mind that. Um, like I probably there's still one more area I gotta check out, so I'll check out that. But like I'll use this now if I don't actually have them all. When I go back to the thing, the house, I call it the grub house, where like their dad is. But I'm kind of glad I didn't find this because I think it was fun just to track them down. And they were never like so obtusely hidden that it was a super big deal. All right, the HUD's going off. HUD's going off. That's okay. I missed it. But I'll check it again. Where is this? Like, is this? I wonder if I can see this window. I don't think you can. It's like a part of the city. Why is it called the Tower of Love? Because they love the things they collect, I guess. Yeah, there's still, I think, like one more area on the map at least. There's probably several, but there's at least one more place I'm gonna go right now that might contain a grub or two. So I'll go there first without checking, just so I can say like, oh, I found them all without the map. But if I don't find them, then oh, I forgot to do the jar screenshot. That's okay. So that'll fill in after. So now we gotta go down to the sewer. Actually, I can go down this way. I think so. Let me check my notes. Let's see. Okay. All right, so we're going back. There's a place in the sewer. There's another part, just like in that tomb, where I found a crack in a ceiling and I opened it up. And I went in there and it was like a huge room that was pitch black. And there was some creepy like new enemy crawling around. Like it's still a new enemy I feel like I haven't seen. And I immediately backed out. I was like, I gotta save this for a stream. Because it was like another like major thing that I stumbled into. Curious if you can open those other doors over there in that part of the city, because it is represented on the map. I put an icon there because of that. Guessing no, but I never know with this game. by the way. The music picking up in the city never gets old when you're outside. This was one of my favorite parts of the game, was coming down here and like the sub-sewer with like all like the trash and stuff and these things. So where was it? So yeah, there was a crack. I was just jumping around and I just was like absentmindedly hitting stuff and I hit that. I don't even think it was like a visible crack. And yeah, here we go. Just a new area. See, I came in here. Just wait for it. I heard that. And I saw that. And I was like, nope. But let's see. So it's like more, it's like another nest with these. So it's like another version of these, I think. I love how you can't see them. It's so cool. Sorry, my mic was on mute for a second there. I didn't realize it was. So you kind of missed my reaction to seeing it, but yeah, I had a reaction. I was like, oh, there it is. I didn't expect it to like charge at me like that. So it's like one of the parents or these or something. At least I think my mic was muted. So cool. I just can't believe this is like this whole area that's like... I better just... Okay. Yeah, it's not even worth fighting them. I just can't believe this like this whole other... I thought you went down and like fought like the fluke marm and that would be it, but... It's all this other stuff. like so much money now. I got so much when I was looking for the grubs and stuff, and I have like nothing to do with it. What I'm gonna do is, when I'm at the point where I'm ready to like, again, presumably finish the game and go to like the egg or whatever, the Black Egg Temple, I'm gonna dump it all in that King Fountain down the Ancient Basin and see if anything happens. So I still haven't done that. I gotta check like all these passages. God, they turn around. Okay, you can get through them. That's good. That makes them... Having this ability here makes that a lot easier. I think I was just down in this one. I think. Yeah, you have to go there. I did notice something cool, which is, I noticed on the map, there is like, it's all pretty connected, and there's like one notable gap below Fungal Waste, and like that's where I am right now. So like, I wonder if there's some kind of like secret area here or something. I know, imagine. It'd be so boring. No, I'm just kidding. Especially in an area like this when it's just pitch black, like I was saying before, I love just totally just vibing without any extra elements. What is that? I can't heal anyway. I am being mindful of it. If that leads somewhere. So cool. Off the map. I do kind of like. I like the mechanic of you scribbling it in, because even if you're using the map a lot while you're exploring, you get to these moments where you're like in unknown territory. Like personally, when I was exploring, I just wasn't using the map whatsoever. But you know, I do like that mechanic. It's just the other issues are a problem to me that I've brought up a lot. So is this... I wonder if this... You can see this in that Fluke Marm room. And it's just like a little window. Unless I do this. Strange. Yeah, the water's running through it. If that's the case. This little guy's floating in the back. Where the hell am I? This is so cool. Cool. So cool. How quiet it is too. Also, I can take my screenies more easily. I love all the little puffy guys like in the background. I love like this, again, these parts of the game where you're in these tight caverns and then they open up into this huge space and you get such a sense of like scale. You can see the pillars that like hold up the city above me. Like it's so cool. Also, something I haven't talked about that this game's art reminds me of a lot. I can't believe I haven't brought it up because I've compared it to Spirited Away, some of the character designs and stuff. But the art at large in the game, even like the way the background looks here, a lot of the ways like the plants look, the Queen's Gardens is like this especially. It feels very much inspired by Nausicaa, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, which is like another Studio Ghibli movie directed by Hayao Miyazaki. It's like my favorite movie director ever. Um, like the toxic jungle in that movie, it feels like it was very much an inspiration on that game, and I love the aesthetic of that movie so much. So yeah, I'm so here for it. Oh, you gotta check on your dog. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, sorry, I'm gushing about the game again. Yeah, please check on the puppy. Um, does it feel like Zelda this time? If I reached far enough, I could compare this to Zelda, but you know, I say this is one moment. I'm thinking of Nausicaa this time. Tried to jump onto the couch and there was a box on the couch. Um, it's probably some dungeon or other in Zelda. I don't think there's ever been like a junk themed dungeon in Zelda, which would be kind of interesting. Yeah, the first thing that comes to mind that I could compare this to is something that I don't want to say because I know you. I just remembered you said you're playing Breath of the Wild for the first time. Uh, so yeah, I just won't say it. I don't want to spoil something. You might know about this, but I don't want to spoil it. Um, so I just won't say anything. Anyway, this is cool as hell. I'll keep going forward. Might be more stuff on the other side, but I was gonna say I really the whole like fluke marm nest had. Whoa, look at this thing. Had like a cool junkyard aesthetic. I really liked. I love they're leaning into it. Okay, at first that looked like a face, but it's actually a keyhole, maybe. Some like horrible ancient super boss locked in this coffin someone tossed out. Cocoon chain with a simple lock. Use simple key. Oh, I'm wondering what my simple key is for. Not yet. Not yet. I want to look around the rest of the area first. Oh, that's cute. I keep studying one of these to be a pit. Alright, I guess we'll check it out before I keep exploring. Oh, I'm so excited. I love this kind of stuff. Yeah, let's unlock this horrible, evil sarcophagus. I want to dream nail them. Hopefully, check this out. Is that charm? What are the God Tuner? Device that resonates with beings of great power. Seek the gods of Hallowness, tune their power. Through their strength, ascend. Whoa. What is this? What the hell? Yeah, we're not finishing this game this week. It's just not happening. This game is too interesting. I know I've been playing it for like 2 months as is, but yeah. This is kind of like a dream game for me in a lot of ways. I didn't think another game, well, not that I didn't think this, but yeah, it's just rare a game makes me feel the way this game handles its exploration, where they just stuffed so many interesting, weird, unique things in it that are so interesting. Uh, Again, that was part of how I felt with Breath of the Wild. This might even be like surpassing Breath of the Wild in that regard, honestly. I mean, they both are very different games with their own strengths, but just in terms of like how much just cool, like unique, interesting stuff is in this world. Um, yeah, I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing it back. Yeah, Breath of the Wild's tied as my favorite game of all time, and it's something that and I won't say too much about it because I know you're still like in the process of playing it, but yeah, there's things in that game that I would just like stumble on that would just really like fuel my imagination and constantly had me like being like, oh, what's that over there? And what is this cool thing? And this is just like this weird mystery. And um, yeah, I haven't really played a game that's quite done that for me since. So I'm really pleased. This is the way this game has exceeded my expectations because these designers are like developers are on like the same wavelength with as like what I love about these kinds of games. Hey Gian, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. I'm gushing about the game. I said I'm like, oh, I'm trying to finish it this week. And I had this whole like itinerary for stuff I was gonna do today, but now we fought this thing, we found the god tuner, like I don't even know what's happening anymore. There's just so much cool stuff in this game. It's so overwhelming. Like the game never ends. I just keep finding these things where it's like, nope, this is gonna be like another huge thing that's gonna lead to something else. Like I'm in like some weird new area that I found by like breaking open a ceiling. Yeah, it's so much. Am I gonna be offended if you give your opinion on what game, Breath of the Wild? Not at all. I'd love to hear your opinion, even if it's like critical. Yeah, I'm always open to like another opinion, and I love like discussing that kind of stuff and hearing like other perspectives. And like I know Breath of the Wild is kind of like I don't want to say polarizing because it's still like super popular, but I know with Zelda fans like it's very polarizing because it changes a lot of things. But obviously, I have a lot of my own feelings on that. But yeah, unless you met another game, which is also fine. Any opinion is fine. Yeah, don't be afraid to say how you feel. You were thinking it when I was gonna finish it. Yeah, you were laughing at that. Grows bright upon defeating. So they're bosses? That's crazy. So I know where one of them is. I'm pretty sure. Un, because they gave me like a charm. That means they're a boss. I don't wanna kill them though. I thought it was cool. They were just like a friendly creature. Oh, okay. The hell is this? What is even happening? Blasphemy! Rank blasphemy! I'm afraid to like advance. I don't want to skip anything. Press any button to skip. That's funny. Thou crawler, thou cringer, thou smallest of the small. By what right dost thou trespass here, in this home of the gods? Shrivel away and be gone. Be gone. This game is wild. Well, you know what I'm gonna do. Take a screenshot. Can't go down. I love how you find this god home. Okay. God damn. What a cool fucking video game. God damn. And I love how you find this in like the sewer and like it's just like off of that gross worm pit. It's just in like a really well hidden. I was randomly slashing walls when I was looking for grubs and stumbled in there. It's so easy to miss. Um, Okay, so Chloe, you said about Breath of the Wild feels repetitive, and I've just not been able to get hooked. I'm like trying because your eldest sister loves it so much, but I just want to go back to Hades and back to Hollow Knight. Good thing I don't have the HUD on. I know it's easier. Yeah, and like I get where that perspective comes from. I know I've heard it from other people. Um, like a lot of classic Zelda fans kind of critique it because it's just like they get tired of the shrines. And I know I use this word a lot, but how homogenous they feel. And so yeah, since you feel that way, it might sound funny that I'm describing it the way I do, but and like if you just don't get into it, I'm not gonna be like, well, it gets really good after you play 100 hours. If you're not into it, you're not into it. It's fine. I'm not sure like how much you've done in it, but um, I think like very very early in the game, it took a little bit for me to warm up to it. But once I started finding like really cool things in the world, I was like, completely fell in love with it. And I think it's like I would say to like those Zelda fans that kind of say that kind of thing, like it's just all shrines. Uh, the shrines they're just like a reward. They're just like a treat at the end of the tunnel, right? Like the adventure and the interesting thing about the game, or like in my opinion, is like the context that surrounds the shrines and kind of the journey you go on. Like you see the shrines just act as like you see one in the distance, you go to it, and you do all these other things on the way there, and you're always seeing something new in the distance that's pulling you in a direction. But um, yeah, but like I don't want to say too much in case you go back to it. But there's just some really cool stuff that eventually, if you did want to hear about it, like there's stuff in that game that just really filled me with like a sense of wonder that games rarely do, and all that. And I just adore the atmosphere. I adore how minimalist it is, how like kind of quiet it is, and it really focuses on like the sereneness of nature. And yeah, I'm a huge Zelda nerd. Like I was a huge Zelda nerd going into it. I had that history, and I'd always wanted a really big open world Zelda like that. So I feel like that game, that and Tears of the Kingdom, more than like a lot of games, it's so based on your perspective going into it, and like what you like about games, and maybe what you played before it. But I totally get like Hollow Knight is. I'm comparing them in one regard, but it's also a much more like I think Breath of the Wild is focused in a way too, but it's a much more kind of compact game. Um, that like there's definitely differences between them. That I get it. Anyway, this is so now I'm just straight up in like heaven, I guess. Okay. Seek power. So I was thinking like, are these the gods, or they want me to like fight the gods? If that's like 4 super bosses, God, that's gonna be a lot. You can see the appeal of the game, but if I want a repetitive game, going straight to Hades or Stardew. Big appeal. You're not the appealed, though. You're not the one it's appealing to. Yeah. And that's the thing with the game. It's all subjective. It's all. Games are so varied that, like, there's so many different types of games that we're all going to have our favorites. And I always reject the idea of, like, objective quality, or, like, how can you possibly not like that? It's just so down to personal perspective. Um, I do want to try Hades at some point, because I never actually tried a roguelike, and that would be the one to try. Seeker of Gods. This is so cool looking. God. talk to you. I don't care. Screenshotting all of it. So they pick up the sequel. Yeah, the sequel looks cool too. In other news, I watched a disturbing horror movie today and I'm turning corners more cautiously. That's a sign of effective horror. I was having trouble saying the word horror. I love how they're just like not, they're so like stoic, they're not even like talking. It just, you really get the sense there's something beyond. Okay, well what is the other way? So there's like the 4 markers that I need. Let's see what the other way goes to. Oh shit. Because I already found Un. Oh no, have I already found all of them? Surely you must have to do something to open those. Okay. Okay, I was like, I don't want to get warped out of the area. So I wonder if that opens and there's some like ultimate. Our mind to see. Look at this. Look at this game. Yeah, I get it. This game is not overrated, man. This is living up to like all the hype. I didn't even have like a ton of hype going into this. I just knew people loved it so much. Like, it's very rare a game, especially one that's extremely popular and I hear about all the time, lives up to the hype for me. Like fully. And it's even rarer, it exceeds my expectations. And this game does. Like, this game could have stopped a long time ago, and I still think it would have been amazing. I still think it would have been like my favorite Metroidvania ever, but and like that's like understating it. Like I think it'd be just one of the best games about like exploration ever. I was wondering if you could like go out there and it'd be like some big godly ocean. So it sounds like they're like a hive mind, maybe. There's another one. this go? What? Oh. So the gods... They're calling the bosses gods. So this is the list of all the bosses in the game. That's wild. I never expected the game to have something like this. See, Chloe, you're converting. See? You see the appeal. You're going to be playing a game, and you're just going to, like, subconsciously suddenly turn off the HUD and be like, oh no. Yeah. I'd recommend it in... Well, in Breath of the Wild, you unfortunately need to have the hearts on still. But I'd recommend that game is great with a clean HUD. And if you ever play Tears of the Kingdom, you can turn it all off, including the hearts. But yeah, the art in this game is so clean. It's so nice. So Gru's mother, Vengefly King, Brooding Malek, False Knight. After I finish this game fully, I want to make like a tier list of all the bosses. I think that would be fun. Hopefully they have it for just this game and not Silksong, because I don't want to spoil Silksong. Field Champion, Hornet Protector, Hornet Sentinel, so that's the two Hornet fights. Massive Moss Charger, Fluke Marm, Mantis Lords. Oblobble. What was that? Oh, that was in the Coliseum. Hive Knight, Broken Vessel, Lost Kid, Nosk. Another weirdo boss after Nosk, between Nosk and the Collector. God Tamer, Crystal Guardian. So it's all the mini bosses too. Enraged Guardian, Umu, Traitor Lord. Grey Prince Zote, Soul Warrior, Soul Master, Soul Tyrant. What were those? Those must have been mini bosses or something. Dung Defender, Watch Right, and then all the Kickstarter ones. No Eyes, Marmo, Galleon, Markoth, Zero, Gorb, Elder Hugh, Grim. I was thinking there would be another boss at the end of what the hell is the Nightmare King? I was just gonna say, I was guessing there was gonna be another boss at the end of the Carnival quest if I had or the Grim Troop quest if I hadn't sided with the accordion guy. I'm guessing that was the Nightmare King and they just give it to you because you can't do it anymore. No, don't do this to me. Well, you know, I can just go to like the tier maker website. That's what I was thinking. And they usually just like automatically probably have it. Yeah, I never did that because I just banished them. I just banished them. And careful with saying stuff, even if I haven't seen it, because I might replay the game and do that. But it's alright, because I kind of guessed it was like something like that. Because I just like banished them away because I sided with the accordion guy. So yeah, I never did that, and I don't think I can at this point. So it probably just like gives you that one or lists it automatically. So that's like incentive to replay, because that sounds really cool. I'm a little bummed I missed that, but I kind of figured I missed something. So yeah, so I think, yeah, I'll have to do a tier list. I think my my favorite bosses are still, I never forgot the Mantis Lords. I think that was such a fun fight. I think part of what made it stand out is because it was one of the first, like, that was when the challenge felt like it really ramped up. That was like the first like legitimately challenging fight. So I remember it because of that. But just because like when 2 come out after you fight the 1, the way it escalated. The Dung Defender was a joy. I loved that boss too. The Failed Champion is probably the hardest boss I fought, so that was memorable for that reason. I have noticed something, and I might talk about this more. I'll talk about it probably when I do the tier list, but I do have maybe a bit of a criticism I kind of thought about with the bosses, where I do feel there are several. So to be clear, there's a ton of varied bosses in this. Like this thing, like there's a lot of really cool bosses in this. I still think by and large the bosses are really fun. I don't have a ton of issues with the bosses, except sometimes they felt kind of tanky, like they took too many hits, but also my nail was underpowered. But even then, it's a very free-form game. Like I think still like, I could have come back and fought some of them, but with the exception of the dream bosses, which are like optional challenges, and I know I was just needlessly torturing myself with those. Not torturing, but just being stubborn. I remember like the second Hornet fight in particular. I remember like she just took so long. But I've noticed there's a lot of bosses in this game that follow a familiar or similar pattern. Like I feel like this is one of them. The Hive Knight is one of them. Like Chloe mentioned, Grim. Grim is one of them. This boss is one of them, where they follow a very similar attack pattern of dashing towards you, doing an upward dash attack, and then a downward towards you dash attack. The Hornet fights are like that. And then some of them halfway through the fight will like summon a bunch of like little objects in the environment you need to dodge. Like Hornet does that. The Hive Knight does that. I feel like there's at least one more boss that does something like that. Maybe I could be wrong. Yeah, I think I was thinking of the this thing. It summons all these balloons around it, or maybe that's just the dream version. I could be misremembering, but yeah, I did kind of think of it. It just kind of occurred to me. Like I think I thought of it like off stream that there's a bit of like repetition there where this is kind of like a lot of bosses that follow a similar kind of pattern like that. But I still think all those bosses are fun and I like those kinds of bosses. And there are still a lot of other bosses that don't do that. It's probably around like maybe five or six bosses that might follow that pattern or something in a game with like, I don't know, like like 40, 44 bosses potentially. So it's okay. Like I'm not saying this is like a big deal. It's just like it's something I thought of that just occurred to me. I like to like kind of share all my thoughts about the game. But because I love when like bosses all kind of feel unique. I do kind of wish there were more like giant like monsters, like really like big bosses. There's like a lot of I was just kind of getting at, there's a lot of bosses that are like little warriors that like dash around, and those are fun. But a game with all these like, oftentimes you see in the background, there's like a big like fossilized bug corpse or something. I would love to fight a boss like that. And I think this is, don't say anything, but I think this is one of those moments where I'm saying this, and I bet that's what these god bosses are. Like, especially like the Un boss, because I know they're like a giant worm. So I wouldn't be surprised if, once again, this has happened like a dozen times in this game. I'll say something, like it would be cool if it did this, and then the game does that like 10 minutes later. Oh, and you can refight them here. Okay, awesome. Cool. So this is all about like the bosses. Okay. And yeah, this makes sense because like they did. Oh, that thing, right? They did put like a ton of effort into the bosses. Like I always like when I say like a slight maybe criticism like that, I try to be careful because I know sometimes people hear like a criticism and they're just like, oh, I just hate the bosses, or like it's not like that at all, right? Like by and large, I've had a lot of fun with the bosses, and they did put like a ton of effort into them. There's a ton. I praised earlier. Like I can't believe I just keep running into new cool bosses, like the Collector I just found. Um, it is just kind of like an observation that I noticed. Yeah, that's a really cool statue. and it's telling me if they have a dream form or not. What are the little nodes on the bottom for? Because they have two. What is that? Or maybe that's just like they have a dream form and you beat both as the two nodes. I was wondering if there was a way to... I was missing a dream boss. I fought 3. That has one. Oh, damn. That thing was kind of annoying. Cool. God damn her. Okay, so it's like the 2 different... I see. Okay, so... Gotcha. So that's how you challenge the dream form. Alright, so the ones with 2 have a dream form. Cool. So the game is starting to introduce these kind of like... I'm glad I'm not finding this until so late in the game. It's introducing these little like... almost like checklisty elements where it's like, here's what you missed. Which is fine when... Like, I like that when I'm late in a playthrough. But I do kind of appreciate a game when a game doesn't have that kind of thing for like a long time and just lets you get lost in the world and find stuff. And doesn't just kind of make it into a checklist. But it's good to keep track of this, because the bosses are a big part of the game. This thing has like... I fought this thing like 5 times. God, see more of this so much. Oh, you can fight it here. Okay, awesome. So I don't miss out on it. I can still fight it here. That's maybe the Nightmare King. Oh, and it tells you where they are, too. Okay, so there is something on the peak of the mountain. I knew there had to be something there. This empty god stands in a pantheon's peak. 2 of them? Or maybe that's the cliffs. So I'm missing quite a lot. Wow. Do I want to even read these? I mean, I did just re-explore the whole world over the weekend to find the missing grubs, so... I kind of don't want to read them for now, because there's still stuff like that door in the abyss. I don't want to, like, spoil that, like, that leads to a boss. So, I'll hold off. God, there's a lot. Well, I think there was, like, 5 or something I was missing in the chart. I can't believe this is all just... Wait. Huh? I thought they might have a dream form, but when I went back to them and they just talked to you. Weird. Interesting. And I can't access it here. Yeah, they give you Grim, because it's impossible to access it now, probably. It's interesting. I beat them. That was the easiest one. Easiest dream form. I want to finish looking around this area. Is there anything else? Something must happen there. unlocked those 3 god doors. So there's 3 of them. There's 4 little things on the inventory. This is probably like an ultimate one. They had like keyholes on them. And it said to seek the gods out. So I wonder if finding Un down in that to the left of the lake unlocked that. But now I'm trying to piece together what are the other gods. There was Un. I think the spiders like worship something. There's still some creepy thing going on with that face room down in the abyss, maybe. God, I haven't even gone to that palace yet. I can't believe this is just like hidden behind like a wall. And I like how they hide it, you know, so you're not likely to find it super early. Oh, that's a grub, that icon on the map in the hive, so I did miss one there. And I didn't go there. That's one of the only... I went to the hive for like 5 seconds when I was looking for the grubs, because I was like, I explored all of that. I don't need to waste my time. Of course, there's one there. Oh, the worm is probably one of the gods. But I think that turned into the king. So maybe just going to there unlocks that one, if that's a thing. I'm trying to think of other places where I might have like met one of the gods. Guess I'm gonna find out. But I do need to get off for the night. And then there's this. Maybe that's the 4th one. There's all these locked gates though, too. Jeez. Is this even on the... This isn't even on the map, is it? Yeah. Obviously. Yeah, I'm just like speechless. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. And I'm wondering if some of the Void Heart edition stuff is just like some stuff that's just I'm encountering and I'm not aware of that. I'll probably look that up after I finish the game. If they just like seamlessly rolled into it, or if you like have to beat the game to unlock that stuff. But yeah, I don't know. This has flipped my plan upside down. Like I did do everything I wanted to do on stream though, pretty much. Everything I kind of expected to do. Because this was the other area I found, this junk pit. Again, I just found the wall like here. And I didn't go into it. I saved it for stream, obviously, right now. Any of the major little new areas I found, I just backed out and saved it for today. All I did off stream was retrace all the places I'd already been, and I found like 6 of the grubs and a couple other minor things. What's the... Oh, I think it's nothing. So, the only thing I didn't do was go back to the Zode fight, but now that's like... It's probably trivial compared to these god super bosses, whatever they're going to be. Still have no idea where that leads. Okay. And this is Yeah, so this is that blank space on the map is where I am. Like to the right of Deep Nest. Yes, you gotta defeat them first. Okay. No, no, no. I meant when I said minor things, I meant the things I did over the weekend when I wasn't streaming, when I was looking for grubs. Just like I uh I just found a couple little like that place where the willow's eating the mushrooms off the ceiling. I realized you could jump up there, just stuff like that. And then I didn't, yeah, Gianna, you weren't here earlier, but I ran into Myra, who was like that singing miner, and she was infected, and I killed her, and it was sad. That was like that was probably the most. Again, I was trying to avoid any kind of major moments off stream. I was strictly focused on just going where I'd been and seeing the grubs I'd missed, and that's mostly what I did. But I did run into that. Um, so yeah, that was sad. So that was off stream. Um, but no, the stuff I did today was amazing. I found so much cool stuff today, like the god home and yeah, the collector boss and everything. And there was that flower quest, which was, you know, it was a little annoying, but I still thought it was kind of a fun little challenge. And Quirrell, that was a really, really sweet moment. I loved that. Um, you're saying, oh, rip. Okay, you said oh, and it made me nervous. Like, oh no, did I do something? I mean, it's something bad anyway. I was wondering if there's something I could have done differently there with I think her name's Myra. But yeah, I did the flower thing. Okay, so yeah, I don't. We'll see what happens. I'll just keep playing it because like I was saying earlier, I do want to stream some of the Summer Game Fest next week, so it would have been nice to like wrap this up before then. But you know, I can still maybe stream this alongside that. We'll see. We'll see. One thing at a time. But yeah, in any case, I'll be back tomorrow for who knows what. Challenge one of the gods, I guess, or whatever. 7 p.m. EST. And thanks y'all for hanging out. It's good to see you. And yeah, I'll be back then. All right. Take care. Have a good one. That was a mistake. I really am leaving now. I put be right back by accident. Okay, bye.